What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Trailer Park Live here on the 2nd Street Marvel. Now, this is a special edition of the Trailer Park Live, I guess you could say. Now, I don't normally, I don't do a whole lot of live streams, but this video is just something I wanted to do. And something that happened yesterday when I was, here on YouTube, watching the John Campea show. Now, before I get into this, what's up, KFox19? Welcome to the live stream. Before I get into this video, I just wanted to start by saying welcome, Nerdy Blurb TV. Welcome to the show. Before I really get into this, I just wanted to say a few things. I wanted to preface this whole video with just some really quick thoughts. Now, what I am going to be talking about is an incident that happened on the John Campea show yesterday during his live open mic. Now, what I want to preface here is the fact that I do realize that there are a lot of people out there who may not like John Campea. There are people who have strong feelings about him, and I'm not here to change your mind about John Campea or his show or anything that he does or says. You know, like I said, I know there are plenty of people that don't necessarily like his show. Some people still watch it anyway, and just those different kinds of things. Like I said, everybody has their own opinions, and you are free to have your opinions. I'm not here to change your thoughts or your opinions. I am just here to talk about something that actually happened on his show yesterday. Now, that being said, the first thing, Comic Man Jake, welcome to the show. The first thing I want to talk about was yesterday he was doing this live open mic show, and anyway, during the show, like I said, I follow a lot of people here on YouTube and things like that, even on Twitter and stuff like that. People who don't necessarily like John Campea, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. You're free to feel however you want about John Campea and his show. Now, the one thing I do actually want to say here is that many people, even people that I follow here on YouTube, have made videos about John Campea and his show recently. Just things about his thoughts on Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, and things like that. And it's actually something that somebody sent in a super chat on his show yesterday, and he actually addressed it. They asked him like, "Oh, what do you think about people who are making these videos based on your thoughts on these things, and this and that?" And if you ever watch a show, he's pretty much like, I don't really pay attention to it. I don't watch it, or anything like that. It's kind of whatever. People make the content that they want to make, and it's kind of like whatever for him. Now, I did leave some. I left a link in the description here to that live show that he did yesterday, but it's not actually the live show that's on there. It is actually a re-recorded version of it. So basically he was doing pretty much like I do here, live streaming, and then it was recording, and then he took and edited that. And you'll see down in there I put some timestamps about like some of the stuff that I'm getting ready to discuss. The first one was the timestamp of where he went in. Somebody sent in that super chat question asking about his thoughts that happen, when people make these videos based on him. Now, there is another timestamp that actually I cut to where that time in the video is where it cuts off, and then the format changes a little bit, and you'll notice that for some things that happened on this live show. Now, what exactly happened, I'm getting ready to get into that. So, like I said, he's in there discussing what people's opinions and thoughts are on him, and how, people are going to do whatever they want to do on YouTube. He's not here to support or not support that. He's just like, I'm just here. He pretty much just says, people have their opinions. For whatever reason, people look to me as somebody who's important, and they make videos about it and all kinds of stuff. And which is true. We see plenty of that here on YouTube. People going to other people's channels and finding stuff to talk about. And there's nothing wrong with that. You go and you share your opinions on things. I mean, there's so many different things in this world today that, we like to share our opinions on and things like that. And as a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing here. Now, the one thing that he was mentioning in this video was that, like, people have their thoughts. There are people out there who really just aren't very talented people, and just don't really have anything else to say other than basically, not even leeching on, but basically, taking what somebody else says and making content out of that. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. We've all got to have something to talk about. That's kind of pretty much what we all do here, a lot of us anyway. Whether I'm doing a review on a comic book or a movie or anything like that, I'm giving my commentary on exactly what I think about these movies on somebody else's property, essentially, on somebody else's IP. or what somebody else does, their content, or anything like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have no problems with that. But so basically, he kind of went in and talked about that. Somebody sent in the super chat mentioning that they had seen that people had done some videos on some of his thoughts on like Disney's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and things like that. And I got to be honest, I actually seen some of those videos pop up in my subscription feed that same day yesterday. And because like I said, I follow some of these content creators and stuff like that. It's no big deal. Lots of people talk about different things on their shows, on their channels, and they're free to do that. I have no problem with that. But then what happened yesterday, and yesterday, John Campea actually, a fan of his, actually sent in this super chat, okay, asking him a question. And now I want to, and this question that was sent in, or the super chat that was sent in, is something that I wanted to discuss on this video today. Now what happened was, now in case you don't follow the John Campea show, or in case you do, you probably know that obviously he watches a lot of films, he discusses a lot of movies and things like that, and shares his opinions on them. Now the one thing that you will see him say almost every single time, welcome Micah D2 to the video. Thank you for being here. He also answered a question from Echo Based. I didn't see all of that, but I will tell you, I did catch this one particular thing, and this guy sent in the super chat that was a movie quote. Okay, now the guy didn't put it in quotes or anything like that, like typically when you're quoting a movie, you might put it in like quotes so people know that you're quoting something. So this guy writes in, God, what was the user's name? I believe his name was Simon Jacob. Sends in this super chat, and I don't have a shot of it, but he pretty much said, "Hey John, I'm a big fan," and then he goes off and uses a movie quote. Now the movie quote that he actually put in there was this movie quote right here. It was from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a movie from 2005, in which you can see right here, it was, look up idiot in the dictionary, you will find a picture of me. No, the definition of the word idiot, which you effing are. Okay, now that was the quote that this young man had sent in to the John Campea show and asked him about. Okay, he called in and asked him about, or wrote in and said he was a big fan, and then he put that movie quote in there. Okay, and I've got to tell you, John Campea, he's seen it. He had it in there, and he actually read off the question, and then he actually proceeded to fly off the handle, man. Like, he went off on this kid, talking about just all kinds of stuff. Like, he's talking about, like, oh, what do you, like, basically, like, you calling me an idiot, like, whatever, this and that. And he's like, you know what, you're gonna send in a super chat, a $5 super chat, just to tell me that I'm an idiot, and if you look up in the dictionary that I'm an idiot, and la la la. He goes off on this whole tirade, man. Like, he buried this young man over this movie quote, over the super chat sent in, and he's sitting there just going off, and he's like, you know what, but it doesn't matter to me. Thank you for the $5. I'm gonna take that $5 and I'm gonna spend it on this, like, just however he's gonna use the money. Like, he's being, like, he wasn't completely out of control, but he was being a dick. Okay, he was being a straight up dick to this fan that sent him in this $5 super chat, and I was just sitting there like, I was like, holy shit, like, man, like, this dude is going off on this dude, okay? And the whole thing, and you see throughout the super chats that everybody, and I'm gonna put that here up on the screen right now, is you can see people actually went out off on there saying, like, John, it's a movie quote. People actually even went in to say, like, hey, it's a movie quote, calm down. So you can see here through the through the comments that I put up put up right here, that there are people writing into the show saying, John, it's a movie quote from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and like I said, he completely just went after this person that sent in this $5 super chat, and I find it comical. I just thought it was kind of funny, like, hey man, like, calm down, dude. It was a movie quote. Everybody's sitting there like, it's a movie quote. I didn't know it was a movie quote because I've never seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. But obviously, I was sitting there watching. You could see in the live chats, everybody was sitting there talking about, hey, dude, that's a movie quote. And then all of a sudden, the stream just ended. It just ended, and you can see right there at the top, it says, the video is unavailable. So what happened was, like, I think he was going off on this kid, and then like he realized what was going on and he cut the live stream, and then you can't find that version of the live stream now. And if you go down there in the description that I've got here, you can go to the live stream that he did, and you can jump to that part, which is about 1 minute and 43 seconds in which he basically took and re-edited his video. He chopped off the part where he went off, and then he started back in, and you can see the format changed. It like, you know, kind of like mine is right here with these live chats. Were formatted to the ones that he actually puts into his show that he uses on the show that aren't these live chats, but they are ones that people send in that he normally, you know, like he's gone in there and typed them in there and things like that. So he went off on this thing. Kobe movie reviews movies. Welcome to the live stream. Stranger Things. I do not watch Stranger Things. Matter of fact, if you watch any of my videos, and I realize you're probably new here, so you may not know, but I don't really watch TV shows much. I just don't really have the time for them. And this even goes for, you know, you can see I'm a huge Marvel fan. I don't even really watch the Netflix Marvel series. It's just not my thing. I could never really. It's just something I didn't really get into. I'm just not big on TV shows, and plus I would, but I don't have the time for that kinds of stuff. I'm a husband. I've got 3 children. I run a small business. I'm an endurance athlete, and you know, and then I added YouTube content creator on top of that. So I don't really have the time to get in and watch a lot of TV shows. Though I wish I did. Maybe one of these days I'll get a chance to watch those. So anyway, back to this thing with John Campea. He was going off on this kid, and in case you can't see all the super chats and the live chat that's going on here during the show, people were trying to tell him like, "Hey, John, it's a quote from a movie," and you know that's perfectly fine. Everybody's trying to tell him, but he don't really go through in there and read all of the chats that are going on. But he does read the super chats, and I'm guessing maybe he got to one and realized like, "Oh shit, like this was a movie quote." Okay, and he probably felt like an ass. Now you can see in these chats, people are saying like, "Oh, there's probably going to be an apology and all this kinds of crap and all this stuff." Well, for one, I don't ever expect that there's going to be. But the other thing is he went off on this kid over this movie quote. Now, my thing about this particular movie quote, the only reason I really have much to say on this issue is the fact that if you ever watch the John Campea show, he will tell you, and he has said time and time again, how huge of a fan he is of the movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Matter of fact, I know there was one time a long time ago he was talking about the movie and went off and called it Kiss Kiss Gang Bang. And a whole lot of people laugh about it. It's something that happens in just on his show regularly. People will call in and make reference to that. Now, that's the only reason I'm really kind of talking about this is like, you know, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who I follow here on YouTube, maybe people who are going to watch this video, they'll be like, John Campea's a shill and all this kinds of crap, and they're going to, you know, they've got their own personal thoughts on it. And like I said, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't really have any issue with John Campea. Like I said, I watch his show all the time. It's a cool show. I'm like a movie buff, so when I found his show, you know, I found it entertaining because I really like to discuss movies and things like that. So like I said, this particular time, I'm just like, John, what's going on here, bro? Like, I've heard you say multiple times on your show that you are a huge fan of this Kiss Kiss Bang Bang movie, and then like somebody sends in a movie quote that like you didn't understand, and you like went off on this dude, and like you went off on this guy, and I don't, like I said, again, I don't really care. I've never seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but it would seem to me like when there's a movie that I'm a fan of, I know the movie quotes from it, you know, and somebody, and just, I don't know. I think it seemed like he was a little bit out of line when he actually went off on this kid, and I don't expect an apology on it. I doubt the kid probably does either. I almost wonder if the kid took his super chat back as well. But the thing is like, but that's just kind of how it is, you know. I mean, and I've talked about this before on my show about people here on YouTube, just other content creators, nobody in particular, but there are people out here on this platform and just on other platforms who are really into this whole social media thing. But you'll see these people that have like these massive egos but have just very little self-esteem. And I'm not saying that John Campea is one of those people, but this reaction just kind of makes me think like, John, are you one of those people? I don't want to say that you are, but this one little comment really set you off, bro. Okay? And it was a pretty messed up situation. You have this fan who sent in this super chat with a quote, and now granted, you'll see, like I said, here on the side, there's people saying like, well, if you're gonna send in a movie quote, you should put quotes in there. Well, maybe the kid maybe he sent in a super chat. Maybe he was limited on the amount of characters that he could send in for that $5 super chat. That's something I realized. Sometimes I've wanted to send in a $2 super chat to somebody, but I ended up going to $5 because it was more I had to say, so I just added more. Now, that's the thing is, Black Angus Reviews, welcome to the show. I was just here kind of discussing something that I commented on your channel yesterday on your video, or was that this morning? Man, I can't remember, man. It's been a long weekend. But yeah, so John Campea goes off on this kid over a movie quote with this $5 super chat that this kid sent in, and you can see here on the things like people are like, oh poor, they're like, oh poor Simon. Rest in peace, Simon. Simon, are you okay? Simon, respond. Are you still alive? And it's just so funny. 19K Fox says, I'm sure Campea is always on edge. Shillin' ain't easy. Yeah, and like I said, I'm a fan of the show. I watch the show regularly. Is he a shill? That's not my determination, man. I don't really care. I just watch the show to hear him and Robert Meyer Burnett talking about movies and things like that. It's something I'm really into. I love movies, not just these superhero movies, not just Disney movies. I love movies and I love discussing them. And that's one of the reasons I started my channel here too, was I love movies and I love discussing them. Although I have to admit that my channel has kind of taken on a little more life of its own, where I talk less and less about movies. It seems like I've been talking more about comic books a lot lately, but like I said, I will be talking more about movies and even music. I talk about music as well. But the thing is like, I don't know. I just wanted to do this video and just about that. Like, you go off on this kid who sends in the super chat that was a movie quote, a movie that you claim to love, and you don't know the reference. That would be like me not knowing a Spaceballs movie quote. If somebody sent that in and just going off on it, it was just a little bit over the top. And like I said, you can tell he obviously felt foolish because he cut that live stream of his short. It was just in the middle of the show. I mean, he didn't say goodbye or nothing. He just cut off, and this is what I got, was video unavailable. But I did actually keep my phone on there, and I went through and I recorded all this stuff that you see here that's going on in that live chat of the stuff that he had going on there. Like I said, man, again, like, calm down, bro. Okay? Like, I get, you probably have haters out there and everything. Not everybody's a hater. This particular kid actually went out there and said he was a fan, and he sends in this movie quote, and you didn't even get it. Okay? Like, to me, it's just part of the reactionary culture, something that I talk about a lot here on my channel, because I'm not into the reactions. I'm not one of these reactionary type of people who, when I see something I don't like, I have to make a commentary on it, and I have to be sitting here foaming at the mouth because somebody said something that I just don't like. So therefore, I've got to get on here and I've got to raise my voice and I've got to start spitting, and I've got to, I just don't do that. I just don't do that. But again, I don't know. I think it's just something that he played into. And you can see in those chats, people are going off and people are saying hey dude, somebody send in the next live chat. Somebody send in another movie quote. And there's people in there joking about wanting to send in movie quotes to his show from now on, because maybe he won't get them and maybe they'll get their 10 seconds of fame. I honestly don't know. But like I said, I'm not here to change your opinions on John Campea or his show either way. I just wanted to get on here for a few minutes and talk about exactly what happened on there, because it's something you won't find it. You will probably never get an apology. That kid will probably never get an apology from John Campea, even after he finds out and realizes that this was just a movie quote from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a movie that he claims to love. Now, like I said, I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I've seen this happen plenty of times on his show where people send in movie quotes or things like that, and, movies that he claims to love and just don't know what they are or what they're referring to. So, I don't know, sometimes it just makes me wonder, is this the showing of his shilling going on here? Oh, I love this movie, but then he don't know the movie quote. I just don't know. I mean, maybe he's just always busy. Maybe he has stuff on his mind and he don't really realize it. I'm not here making excuses for it, but like I said, for me, when somebody quotes a movie that I love, I mean, it has to be a really out there quote for me to not remember what it is that was said in this movie or what movie it's from. Now, I've been stumped a couple of times. I have been, but yeah, this was a pretty messed up situation. Like I said, you can go back, you can follow the link down there in the description. I put the timestamps on there for the one timestamp where he was talking about, where people were talking about the things that have his opinions on the show, and them making videos on it, where he was talking about that, and he's just kind of going off saying, I don't care what these people say. And then you'll see the other one where you could see where it cut from his live show to when he actually went back through and reformatted it and cut out the part where he actually went off on this kid. And I mean, he's a big personality. I mean, I can't say that I necessarily blame him, but at the same time, there's something that I always kind of feel about when it comes to these kinds of things too is, we all make mistakes. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes. Not everybody's gonna like us. Sometimes we're gonna take things wrong. I've been on, even on like Facebook with my friends who know me, and said something before, and it just sets them off. It's just this part of this reactionary culture where people are running on their emotions as opposed to running on rationality. And I get it. Somebody says something that triggers you, and you automatically go off. I get it. I guess I don't necessarily get it, but I understand it, because like I said, for me, I'm not one of these knee-jerk reactionary people that has to react in this way. It's kind of sad. Like I said, I watch a show every day, and now just seeing that kind of makes me like, damn, bro, calm down. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was a pretty crazy situation. Lots of people were talking about it, and I just wanted to make this quick video about it because I realized there's probably not a whole lot of people that are going to talk about it. They're not going to mention it. I haven't seen anything on his Twitter. I haven't seen anything on his Facebook. And obviously he released a video this morning, and even this video that was like a live version, or a re-edited version of his live open mic on Saturday, and there's nothing on there. Like I said, I'm not saying that he has to address it, but like I said, there's a thing such as, you make a mistake, people are forgiving. Okay? I can't say that there's a whole lot of people in this world who see things like this that aren't willing to forgive individuals for their foolish actions, words they've said, or anything like that. To me, I think it's something he should probably address on one of his shows. I'm not saying he has to. It's not gonna make me stop watching his show or anything like that, or hate him or anything. I'm just not that way. I just wanted to bring this quick video for you guys to show you exactly what happened. Like I said, I mean, he's not, and he's definitely not the only person who's probably ever gone off on somebody over super chats or anything that have been sent in. But I do think that I do feel that he was very out of line. You could see there was, you can go back and scroll through those. Maybe I'll just put him back up here again. You can see in here, there's people in here. It's a movie quote. Oh geez, get ready for a companion apology video. Ha ha ha. Yeah. And then JB Bonifacio there says, who got who? And then you see it's a kiss. It's from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. John back to his happy-go-lucky persona. You could see all these things where people were trying to tell him, like, hey dude, like, it's a movie quote, calm down. And I guess this is probably just kind of the hard thing about doing live stream shows when he's doing something like that alone. He don't have his co-host or somebody else there to say like, hey dude, like, calm down, it was a movie quote, But I kind of feel like even then, if he would have had a co-host there on the show with him while this was going down, I still think he probably would have cut it off. No apologies or anything like that. And mostly because nobody ever wants to feel like be foolish or feel like a fool on live TV in front of everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, some people make a career out of it, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you guys actually catch this? Do you watch the John Campea show? If not, like I said, I can't blame you. Like I said, not everybody likes him. Not everybody watches his show regularly. But let me know down in the comments below what you think about this situation and what I've discussed on it, and if there's anything else you'd like me to touch on regarding this this particular incident. Like I said, I'm more than willing to talk about it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not not here to be a detractor or to slam John Campea for what he did in this live thing. I'm not here to change your opinions on him or anything like that. I'm just sharing my thoughts on what happened during the show. And that's really about it. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to watch his show and things like that, because who knows, maybe something like this will happen again. And there's one thing I like to do. I love to laugh and I love to be entertained, and that's something I got out of that show yesterday. Although it got cut short in the middle of pretty good conversation until he started going off. But that's all I got for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. Now, I did recently hit 300 subscribers, and I'm going to be doing that giveaway for this digital copy of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So make sure you leave a comment in this video. Probably best if you don't do it on the live section, but go back after later, leave a comment on this video or any of my videos in the past to get entered into that giveaway for 300 subscribers. I'll probably do that giveaway. I'll probably announce the winner either on Wednesday or Friday, because I believe I hit the 300 probably like last Wednesday or Thursday, and I figured it gives me a week to get all of you entered in there, to give you a chance to get entered into that. So thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime we have uploaded new content. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. It's all good. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It all feeds the algorithm. But also, make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. And if you could do me one other favor, make sure you share this video with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel, because then maybe we'll hit the 400 subscriber mark even faster, and maybe my channel will blow up and I'll become big and famous like John Campea as well. I don't know. Maybe so. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good day. Pay attention for the next video, because I do have a couple of other videos of some things that I wanted to be discussing, and I'm not sure. I may do them live here, or I may see if I get the time to shoot something. I've been busy riding my bike a lot. Thank you all so much. Once again, have a good day. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.